And we're live. Welcome back to episode 4 of season 2 Conversations with hashtag Beat the Boss James Smith Academy Challenge. This week we welcome Sam Dyson to the podcast. So it's our first week. So we're going to get an introduction from Sam when we go around and do our week 4 updates. We're then going to have an in-depth and comical discussion around social media. And in honor of the Fair Points podcast, we've brought in our own facts, not space facts, but animal facts. And for anybody who follows Gin Laden Fitness or Paul on Instagram, I'm sure there's going to be some funny ones. So we thought we'd try and bring that in, a random facts part of our podcast on a weekly basis. And then we'll check in and do our week 5 goals. So welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining again. And so this week we have Nikki, Chris, Shannon, Lauren, Paul, Sam, and Fiona. So I think we should start with our week 4 updates. I'll try and remember and do mine this week. But first of all, we're going to go over to our new guest, Sam, who's going to give a bit of an introduction, tell us what her challenge goals are, and she's going to tell us how she's got on so far in the first 4 weeks.
Hello, thank you for having me, firstly. This is my second challenge, so I did the last one, the Bintangs in Bali challenge. That was my first challenge. And then my goal for this one was to lose 50 centimetres across my bust, waist, hips and thighs. And I'm up to 21 centimetres, so nearly halfway through that already.
Nice!
In the last challenge, I didn't really know what to expect, and my goal was to lose 10 centimetres between my waist and hips, and I ended up losing 46 because I kind of didn't really think 12 weeks was a long time, and then had a bit of a shock to the system. So this one, I based it off of what I did in the last challenge and thought if I go for 50 centimetres, that's all right, because I've got my birthday and a few other things in this challenge, so I wasn't expecting to be on it the whole time. And yeah, I'm up to 21 centimetres, 5 of which I lost this week, week 4. And yeah, I didn't actually realise that I was coming up to halfway when we were only a third of the way in the challenge, actually. I didn't realise that until I just looked at it just now, so I'm quite pleased with that, to be fair.
Well, no, but
Congrats.
that's brilliant.
It's awesome.
It's, and well done. How, you broke up a little bit, as you said, your number that you achieved in Bintangs. So what was that number?
46 centimetres across my bust, waist and hips. And I didn't measure my thighs in the first challenge, but I could see in my pictures, and I was like, oh, I'd quite like to know how much is coming off of there as well. So then I decided to measure my thighs this time as well, hence why I went for 50 centimetres. I went above the goal, but like I said, because I've got like my birthday and a few other bits in this challenge, I didn't want to go too crazy with it because I'm not expecting to have a good week every week. Obviously calories don't count on your birthday, so that's fine.
Brilliant. And how are you doing that? So obviously you should be doing a calorie deficit.
Yes.
You got any fitness goals?
I have a few sub goals. I had to do 1 million steps. I don't know how many I've done. I've done about on average around 110,000 a week, I think. So I've been doing like 15 to 20,000 a day. So I'm on track for that anyway. And I had, my other goal was to run 5K in under 45 minutes. I haven't been running for quite a while though, so, but my last run I think I was at 47 minutes, so I'm really not very good at setting goals because I just hit them way too soon. I really underestimate myself, I think, and like don't quite realize. I sort of sell myself short when I'm setting my goals, so then when I've hit them I'm like, okay, what do I do now? So it's been a learning curve. Like this challenge I was more excited about doing because of what happened with the first challenge, I had no idea. So then I learned from that first challenge coming up to this one. So this one's been a bit better because I hit my goal in the last challenge in like 3 weeks, obviously, so with it being so low. And then coming into this one, it's helping me stay a bit more motivated because I've got a more reasonable goal to hit within 12 weeks. Like, it's going to be a bit more challenging.
Well, good luck. And, I think if you hit it in 8 weeks, say, you just need to work out what your average is and then maybe add it on and, to go above that.
Yeah.
But yeah, good luck and well done on 21 centimeters lost. That's brilliant. Okay, so I'm gonna go around the screen, but I'm gonna go around the other way this time because Sam was in the bottom left corner. So I'm gonna go anti-clockwise. So I'm gonna go over to Fiona.
Yeah, my week's been really good. I was very, very pleased with the gym opening again on Saturday. So I felt like I've really, really struggled to just get into a routine throughout this whole thing. Like, even I think when I signed up to the challenge, I was like, this is it. I'm going to feel dead motivated. Like, as soon as this challenge starts, and it's just been a struggle. And I feel like the more that I tried, the more that I just wasn't enjoying it. And I think environment's quite a big thing for me. So to be able to get up and drive to the gym and just stick my headphones in and just get on with my workout, I've really, really, really enjoyed it. And it's just given me so much more energy and stuff and so much more focus that I feel like, I just feel like I'm finally on the right track to getting this challenge finished. Because I just can't do home workouts. They're just not for me at all. I just cannot do them. Like, I will do them, but I don't enjoy it at all. But when I'm in the gym and I've just got my music on and like I just love it. So yeah, I'm really pleased that the gyms are open again, and I've been able to do my my programs properly as well. Yeah, so it's been good.
Yeah, good. It's, I think maybe we underestimated the gyms and the home workouts, and that actually we've all got to find another new routine. Life seems to be spicing up again, so we had to readjust when we went into lockdown, and then people learn stuff about themselves, and we've got to readjust again. So life will throw us challenges on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But I think if you're struggling with motivation, I say to anybody on the group, and I say it loads. Yeah, and it's something that Paul Moore actually talks about loads, is if you're lacking in the motivation, you need a bigger why.
Yeah.
It's something that's you're going to give more fucks about than giving fucks about not doing it.
Yeah, and I think that's it. I think what's made it so much easier to get up this morning, like before work and go to the gym, is just because I just enjoy it. That's it. Like, I just enjoy doing it, and I feel better after I've done it, and I'm in that zone, and I can just have my own space and listen to my own music rather than trying to, avoid the dog chasing me around the garden and stuff and trying to jump on top of it while I'm trying to do sit-ups and all that kind of crap. I'm sure, Paul, you can relate to.
yeah, exactly what you mean.
So yeah, I think it's just one of them. I just enjoy being in the gym, and I just find it so much easier to just get up and go because of that.
So brilliant. So well, looking forward to some good results for next week then. So over to Paul.
Hello. Hopefully I'll last this whole call this time, and Bobo won't escape again, which would be good. Yeah. So Cindy is my goal this time, and I got to 19 rounds and 21 reps. So it's pretty good. My goal's 25 rounds. So the Cindy's are 5 pull-ups, 10 press-ups, 15 squats, as many reps in 20 minutes. So yeah, that went all right, to be honest. And the gyms have reopened, as everyone knows.
Have they?
I know, yeah. I see you fucked yours. You fucked it off as well.
And
you cancelled yours.
And on that note, guess who's just joined?
I was very excited.
Your ears must have been burning, Stuart, because Paul was just telling us the gyms have reopened.
Right.
He's off again now. Hang out.
Funny fucker, isn't he?
So, yes, so Paul was just giving us his update. Stuart, we'll come back to you to give us your update, and then we're going to go on to social media conversation, animal facts, and then week 5 goals.
So yeah, I was just talking to Stuart about the gyms being open, which I'm sure is a subject you're going to want to talk about a lot. So we'll make sure we all talk about that. Actually, one thing about it being open is having a pull-up bar that doesn't move. My one I've got set up just in my gym at work just like moves around everywhere, and it is so hard. I didn't realise how difficult it is doing pull-ups.
That sounds dangerous.
It's like suspended on. I'll take a photo when I'm back in work, but it's probably not the safest, to be honest. I did a Murph on it, so it can't be that bad. But it does move around a lot. So going back to the gym, like today and yesterday, that's the gyms that are reopened, Stuart. And it was good to do pull-ups on the bar that didn't fucking move. So that was good. And they've done their sort of COVID measures, which, to be honest, are a lot of bullshit. I don't know about everyone else's gym.
Yeah.
They've just sort of like, they've done nothing, just put some tape on the floor and then still charge me the same amount of money. So I sent, you probably saw Alistair my kickoff, and I see you cancelled yours already, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
Just, for not replying to my emails, mainly. But I added a whole lot of other stuff, and they've also not replied to my social media. So,
yeah, there's no surprise there, to be honest. But yeah, calories-wise, food-wise, good. I tracked pretty much all week, apart from some bits of the weekend. But I averaged out around maintenance, maybe just above, which is what I wanted. And I'm going to keep that going for a few more weeks, I think, probably to like mid-August, just because I feel like eating lots at the moment, basically. So probably just going to keep that going, and then just rein it back in for the last 2 weeks, last sort of 4 weeks ish. But yeah, that was my week 4.
Oh yeah, and I think you found another motivation for going back into the gym for somebody else's social media post, but we won't talk about that.
Yeah, that's Emerson's Green. I need to start going there. I have to go. Ooh.
Worth the trip, mate. I'm sure.
No comment.
Okay, yeah, well done, and I'm sure you'll. That's 19 rounds. That's up from. What did you
so I started on like 17 rounds, and then I had an absolute shocker of a week where I think I did like 14, I think, and then back to 17. I think, and then this is 19 rounds, 21 reps. Definitely, like putting my calories up helped massively, I think, because I was still sort of in a bit of a deficit. So yeah, eating more definitely helped me. So I will keep doing that.
Cool. Thank you, Lauren.
It was good. It was a good week. It's hard, I was listening to Fiona talking about like, routine and stuff like that. And so I work in what I do is healthcare in the school system related. So they keep changing everything. So every time I think I have a routine set, they change when I have to be where. So that's been kind of hard. But I kind of switched modes into making a checklist of like what I want to accomplish in a day versus the times. And it's like, all right, just get it done by the end of the day. So sometimes it's first thing in the morning, sometimes it's later. And it's, for me, it's also been finding balance between all the things I want to do that are training. So I love to hike, and I love to go to CrossFit, but I also love to box. So it's like, which do I do in a given day? I also have my JSA workouts for the days I can't get to those places. And I'm actually really excited because I've been talking about it for a long time. And I was a horseback rider in high school and kind of stopped when I gained a ton of weight. And I'm going to actually do that again. I finally got gear and I contacted the barn. So I'm really excited to get back on a horse again and try that again as my coach said, as an athlete now, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not an athlete, but I'm excited to do that again. So I'm excited for this week and everything that's coming up.
Cool. I think with your Fiona and stuff, we're talking about doing things you enjoy. No point in doing the stuff that
What was that?
I don't know what that was. I've got an idea of what it might have been, but I think it might have been.
I apologise. I was a bit excited. I haven't got the peanut butter out.
Yeah, from having lived with Huskies, I know they're very talkative.
Seeing makes an appearance.
Oh, look at him.
It's
great with a tiger.
Backgrounds up, mate. We can't see him when you did that.
They keep saying the tiger.
Nikki's like, oh, look at him. We can't see him.
Oh.
What's going on
Just
there?
way off in for a walk in the tiger's mouth.
Is that Carol Baskin?
It is actually, yeah, it came out wrong. I'm going to take it off anyway.
Oh, right.
Fucking shitty.
Carol fucking Baskin.
Anyway, as I was saying, doing things you enjoy is really important, I think, to kind of keep you going. And and doing different things all the time, it's good as long as you're active. And getting back to that stuff that you really enjoyed previously as well, that's brilliant. So yeah, and as an athlete, you should believe in that.
I don't know about that.
Well done. Okay, Shannon, the hangover, 2-day hangover. But hopefully you still have a good week.
I've had a good week mentally, but in regards to the challenge, I've missed 3 days because I was getting ready. I was working and then I had to get ready straight away to go out. And then Saturday was a write-off as well. Didn't finish drinking until the early hours of Sunday morning, so that was a write-off. So I've actually lost 4 days. I haven't done anything today either. But it's been good mentally. I've had plenty of laughs.
Good.
Other than that, I don't have much else to report.
She's still drunk.
That's important too, though.
I mean, right, if you can dedicate to drinking till 8 in the morning, you can achieve anything, right? So,
especially whenever you're like still, like I went to the bar on Saturday, and I had like tried to take a Bud Light to like ease me back into drinking, and I like went into me and I like sat there then with the shakes like this, and I was like, this isn't coping well, like I think I need to be sick. And then I was like, no, I'll get a Magners. So I went to Magners and then straight on to double pink gin and whites, and then I ended up going home buying 3 bottles of wine and drinking 2 of them.
Oh my god.
So
you drank 2 bottles of wine for yourself.
You're my hero.
Go on.
I cannot wait to come and drink with you. I cannot wait.
Nikki, I don't think we'd live. I don't think we'd live.
That was my record of the night, and that was.
Saw the story of that in the bar when you were sending those videos of being in that bar.
I couldn't look at them on Saturday.
I thought, what a cool night out.
That's just Belfast. Belfast is brilliant.
I haven't ever been to Belfast, so yeah, we'll have to maybe have a live podcast recording somewhere and get hammered in the bar. I think we could have a 12-hour podcast of us just getting paid.
Easy.
Oh my god, that'd be great.
Oh, dear. And if we all listened back just to remember what we did, it would be.
Sometimes I don't need reminding.
Most.
that we can maybe bring up in social media then. All right. Well, well done on your drinking. Chris, I think you were also drinking, weren't you?
Yeah, I was pretty pissed and Friday and Saturday.
Snap.
I got to bed about 3 in the morning on Saturday morning, and then I was back on
Rubbish. That's
1 o'clock in the
rubbish.
afternoon.
You got beat by a 25-year-old girl at 5'2".
Not just an Irish girl.
Irish, yeah.
Back on the Guinness at 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon with about 5 hours sleep. So, but I still managed to do all my steps and my workouts. So, yeah.
That's possibly because you did go to bed earlier.
What did they say in your part of the world? Get it up, yeah.
Yeah, no, a lot of drinking at the weekend, but it was good fun. But I managed to get all my steps done, even with a hangover. Today I was in a bit of a 2-day hangover today at 5 o'clock, as you all saw in the WhatsApp group. And I got up and I went to the gym for 45 minutes, and then I went a walk for 7 miles and got my 15,000 in. And I'm burst. I'm absolutely knackered. But I got it done. But I'm just about halfway now. My steps for my target are my 1.26 million. I'm just shy of halfway. And that's me just finished my 5th week because I started a week early. Which means I'll finish a week early. But halfway on that and still managed my 4 workouts last week, as well as all the booze and a dance on the beach.
Did see that and almost fell over.
Yeah, almost fell over.
They've just
drinking hooch out a mug on a beach.
Yeah, that's
classic.
At least it was out of mug.
Well, I was walking up the beach and I says to Debbie, we can maybe save this for the thingy one, but I was walking up the beach and I says to Debbie about Cookie and how I had to challenge him. Gin fit mama and said you have to do a challenge on the beach. And because we had a bit of a drink in, as Debbie said, right, we need to go to the shop and we'll buy some drink and we'll go down the beach. So we walked into the shop, bought the bottles of stuff, realised we never had any glasses, so we bought 2 seaside mugs. Got to the beach and realised we had no bottle opener. So the old teeth trick came out from the and opened up.
That's how I open the bottles at home. So
and then had a little dance on the beach, as you all saw. But yeah, so that was my week.
There's a reason why she loves you, Chris.
And Superman.
Has
Oh.
that got hooch in it tonight?
It's not, no, unfortunately.
Oh dear. Big Cardiff breathers next week, mate.
Yeah, Smirnoff Ice with a straw.
I have a Corona here if you want.
Oh, love that. I'm off on holiday just now for 2 weeks. So yeah, I'm not even working just now, it's great.
Okay, well, to make sure I don't miss me, as I'm next in the screen, I'll give you my update. And then Nikki can finish. I'd like to keep it random, Nikki. So I realised this morning I had completely forgotten to take last week's pictures. So I did those this morning. And I've seen no change. I've seen no change in my weight. I spoke about it with a mate last week, and she's challenged me to lose a stone in August. She's going to try to lose 6 pounds. I've got to try and lose a stone. And if I do it, then she'll buy dinner. And if she does it and I don't do it, I've got to buy dinner. And if we both do it, then I don't quite know how we get around that. We've both got to buy our own dinner. So, so I'm going to step it up. In August, I just had to remap and get on with it. But tonight at boxing, which I'm just so in love with that. So I need to change my challenge goal and make it something around boxing and weight. But I was chatting to Graham when we did his pre-recording call last week, and remember we asked Jack if he knew what the sort of percentage of dropouts and things were.
Yeah.
But the biggest dropouts are coming up now. So if you're thinking about dropping out, then don't do it. You're not allowed to. I'm not just talking to you on the podcast. I'm talking to our listeners. But it's something like 40% dropout rate after week 4. So week 4 to from now on is when everybody starts dropping. And yeah, so it's like there's a dangerous time coming up, and I think I remembered that when I was thinking about it and thought we've got to reassess, because I'm not thinking about dropping out, but I want to be successful. And I know I can do it if I get into it and get really fucking serious about it. I just need to get in the right mindset for that. And I've been still doing everything else. So kind of just my steps have fallen through the floor. I've been sat in front of my laptop too often, and I know it. I know how to do it. I've done it before, and that's I had to just remind myself of actually that's it. And I've changed my why. My why is because I'm doing a podcast to tell people stories about fitness and health, and I have to be at my very best. So I'm gonna refocus on that and watch this space. But the other thing at boxing tonight was the girl that I'd been sparring with, who beat me up, was she was telling me about what my coach had apparently been talking about, how proud he was of me and how much I've achieved. And that kind of just made me smile actually, and reminded me of actually I have achieved loads, and to hear that kind of through a third person was really nice. So I've got real motivation to go and impress him even more and keep achieving and get even better at boxing. And maybe I need to think of, like, I'm 6'8". I should be in the ring. Right, that's it. I need to be the elite boxer of the Southwest. So game on. Especially since I've cancelled my gym membership, so I need to do something. So yeah, there's in the ring is where you'll find me. So Nikki, your update time.
I'm really glad you went first, actually, because what you just said about you and your friend competing, that's what me and my partner do. It was the first to lose a stone, and I've just beaten him today, and it's when I first got to a stone a couple of weeks ago, then I went just a bit back up, and today, and then we agreed it was 7 days consistently under a stone, and today is the 7th day. So he's paying for fucking dinner. So I'm chuffed about that. So what have I done this week?
Vegan dinner.
Get the money out, John.
Yes, it will be. Yeah, this week's been good. What have I done? I've hit all my workouts. I've hit calories. And for the first time ever, I've actually hit my protein goal as well, which is pretty exciting. I can feel a difference, definitely, in terms of satiety and stuff. I was probably only 60% before. So that's been quite cool watching that. Yeah, nothing too exciting. We're working on the house all weekend, so I'm absolutely exhausted, but ready to go again. Yeah, no, all good, all maintained, all doing well.
Well done on that stone weight loss. That's brilliant.
Thanks.
That means you've had a 14,000. Hang on, I'm doing some maths here. You mean you've had you've 49,000 calories deficit.
Fuck. That's a lot of ice cream.
3,500 calories per pound.
Fucking hell.
That's
not in this challenge.
That's
not in this challenge. This is from a while, but yeah, it's from the start of Intangs. But
but still, you're 1,000 calories short of 50,000 calorie deficit.
Yeah. Fuck.
Actually, I've just thought of a really good way of changing my goal. Rather than putting a weight loss goal, I'm going to have a calorie deficit goal.
Oh,
haven't seen that before. Have
you?
So yeah, I'm gonna change mine to a calorie deficit goal.
That's good. I like that.
But yeah, that's brilliant. Still weight loss, and you beat your husband.
Yep.
Husband it is
Partner.
partner.
Oh, quick on that.
Don't get a ring, mate.
I tell him we didn't record this week. It's fine. Yeah, and we've been talking about that, losing that stone. It's different from each of us. It's about a
I
stone.
thought you were going to say they're talking about getting
About
married.
Oh God, no!
Oh, me too.
I was like, save that for me.
Talking about getting that stone, were you? Is that a big
Yeah.
stone?
Oh,
I'll marry you if you lose a stone.
wow.
Just die a little bit.
We're 12 episodes in, and we're not ready for a marriage on the podcast yet.
No. Oh God.
Oh my God.
Anyway. Fair in the world, your mask. We've been talking about losing a stone for ages. It's always like been a conversation, probably for the last 2 years, that we've been sort of doing it. And it's like, oh, we'll lose a stone before this holiday. We'll lose a stone before this holiday. And so it's finally fucking done. And it stayed under as well, which is even better. So yeah, I win. Haha. There we go. Please move on, please. Yeah.
It's out there now anyway, but social media. So
You forgot
What about
Stuart.
Stuart?
sorry.
Stuart.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, sorry, I was so excited. The gyms have opened, and he was quiet. So
He was seeing whether his Garmin was working yet.
Hi, Stuart.
Yeah, my fucking Garmin. It's not working still.
Oh, geez.
And have you seen that protein yogurt that no one's posted for the 100th time?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Last week. Yeah, I had the best week last week anyway, because I caught up with my family, Jasper and my parents. Last week, I stopped tracking calories. I was up on maintenance anyway, but what I decided to do was weigh myself every day to see how it was working out from just mindfully eating what I thought was my maintenance calories, and it was actually quite successful. I'm back to tracking now. My Murph, yeah, I kind of fucked up on my Murph. It made it sound like a pity post, but it wasn't. I knew where I messed up, so it was kind of, I had to get it written down so that I could go back to it and know what I did wrong, if you know what I mean. So I messed up because I did the run in 8 minutes, which I should have done in about 10 minutes. I thought Kaiser was going to join us then again. I also messed up because I didn't do the stopwatch when I checked the watch, and I'd already been 2 reps in. So I kind of just lost all energy, I think, on the 17th rep, and I just called it a day. And that is my update.
At least you can point out, though, where you went wrong and where to change it for the next time.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why I needed to write it down. I wasn't looking for you'll get there eventually. I've done it. I just needed that in my head so I could go back to it. So, yeah, it was all right. I'm aching today, so I hit the muscle groups. So, all good.
How's your steps going on?
What was that, sorry?
Did your steps go up last week?
No, fuck the steps. I've given up on them.
his Garmin weren't working.
I know. I was just
Don't count.
poking the bear. That was all.
No, I've given up on the steps.
Last week was all about you and your little boy, and
Yeah.
and we, you shared some of that on our group and your WhatsApp, and yeah, it's kind of those moments are special, right? So and being able to have a Jamaican with a burger and macaroni and cheese. I don't quite know what the cuisine was like, but things like that with them and spend time in the woods and all of that. Sometimes you just need to say fuck off to the rest of it, and I know it's really important.
My son actually did more steps than some of my people in my team, so it should be embarrassed.
Has he got a step counter? Has he?
No, he was following with me, so he did all right. I think he did 12,000 in one go. Oh, he was so tired. He was in bed by about 6 o'clock every night. I absolutely broke him.
Good man.
Do you want to go to your dad's? No.
Yeah, that is a. No. Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Excellent. Well, I think I've got everybody. There's nobody I've missed. Apologies for that, Stu. But we've agreed last week we were going to discuss social media and in general, and I think we've had a lot of chat in our WhatsApp group this week about social media. The JSAM group. We're not here to upset anybody. Social media in general, influencers, but it's just a free for all. So, where do we start? Who's got burning desire to talk about it?
Nominate Paul.
Whoa, what?
No, Paul's been nominated for the animal question. He's got his.
All right, okay.
All right, Paul's for animals. Stuart, do you want to go first?
I'll tell you what. Fiona has been really quiet, so Fiona can start.
Oh, okay.
You haven't been that quiet because everybody's been giving her updates, but just because you want me, I picked on you.
God, there's so many like different things that you could talk about on social media, isn't there? I think there's definitely good parts of it and there's bad parts of it, and I think whichever way you go with it, it's a really powerful tool. But one thing that I did think was quite useful to bring. Useful, I don't know if that's the right word, and it's not necessarily social media, but it was that video that we saw of that woman on This Morning, the one who was like, it should be really difficult for fat people to basically do anything, which I just found a very odd sort of perception, because I think, if you're in a position where you're going, fat people shouldn't have a job, well, fine, but you pay more tax and pay for the benefits, then it's just a really odd opinion. And I think it's still under this sort of category as media. But I've been thinking quite a bit this week. Things like ITV and This Morning have a real responsibility of who they have on their TV programmes. And I think you look at it from two sides. That woman is obviously going to get a hell of a lot of abuse on social media. You could already see it. You could already see it on a profile that she was getting, quite a lot of threatening messages, which isn't nice in the first place. But then on top of that, it's a really, really damaging message to give. And I did think last week, I was like, well, I like to think people are a bit more educated and they won't see that. But then at the same time, I noticed someone on my Facebook feed earlier on that had just signed up to Juice Plus, and you think, God, maybe we're not as far ahead as I thought we were. And I think that, it is going off topic a little bit because it's not quite social media, but I do think places like ITV and This Morning have a real responsibility to monitor what they're allowing on the TV shows. I think it's all well and good doing this, be kind stuff and all the rest of it, but you have to really think about what you're putting out there, and is it ethical, and what effect it can have on people, because she's just a target for being bullied now, and on top of that, it's a double-edged sword where you're sending a complete wrong message about to people that might be overweight.
Is this the video that Darren spoke over?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. She was a bit of an idiot, though.
Oh yeah, I know that.
She doesn't deserve. I get what you mean. She doesn't deserve the backlash that comes on the back of it.
Yeah, but she's in a position now where she's spreading that same message all across her social media anyway. So she's obviously been doing it for quite a while. And I just think it's just, you just have to be so careful with it, and it's so dangerous, and it's frightening.
I think they do it for to get the followers, because if you know,
Yeah.
when
Controversy,
posted,
yeah.
she had 15,000 followers, and I checked her profile the other day, and I think that's jumped up to 17.5.
Yeah.
For every bit of,
and then that's going to generate her money, because she'll probably come out with a book or something now and whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, so she's probably, I mean, she's gone about it massively the wrong way. But to me, I think she was a massive cunt, and I think I put the clown face in her comments because I thought she was a clown.
Yeah.
Because there's a way of getting a point across. What she said on live TV wasn't the way to do it.
It was so judgmental the way she come across on it as well. She was just, I could only watch about, I couldn't watch all of it. It was just, I couldn't watch it all because that is my choice of social media, that I remove myself when it starts triggering me.
Yeah, it's like the point that Fiona made though was like ITV have chosen to air that on TV, where they've given her that attention and put that message out there. Like, yeah, the presenters like were trying to shoot her down, but as far as I'm aware, when they can't really show a biased opinion anyway towards it. But like the fact that they're giving her airtime as opposed to someone who spreads a more positive message, like I get it's they go for the controversial opinions, don't they, for the TV ratings and stuff, and what gets people talking, which it did. So it was successful in that point. But there will be some people who listen to that, and it will have such a negative impact on their health and physically and mentally, because then it portrays PTs in such a bad light as well. And then people who are overweight already have, not just overweight people, but a lot of people are intimidated by gyms and, are too scared to go in the first place. And then she's just made that 10 times worse. So it's really horrible.
And I think, the irony of it is that I know that my fitness is at my worst when I'm focused on my career. When I'm working really hard at work and I'm trying to get onto the next stage, or looking for jobs, or looking for progression and all the rest of it, that's when my fitness falls behind. And it's quite ironic that she's saying overweight, because I am overweight, there's no two ways about it, but she's saying they don't deserve to work and they're lazy and lethargic. Like, my fitness is always at my worst when I've got a lot on at work and I've got my college and assignments, and when that's at full throttle, it always is. And it's quite ironic, really, that she'd say that, because a lot of people do put their careers first, and part of the corporate culture is that you're eating on the go because you've got those long days, and you don't make as much time for the gym as maybe you should do.
You sat in an office or a meeting room all day without moving. Not socially acceptable to walk out and stroll around every 10 minutes.
Yeah, sorry, I've got to go and get my steps.
Right.
Hold that thought. Yeah.
I suppose in a good way that we're all in the JSA group and we're in it to try and find a balance.
Yeah.
The fact that she's pushing out something that totally goes against all that. The fact that this community, we're all in, and we message about it daily now and things like that. We take the piss out of some of it, but like Shannon and I, we were out in the piss all weekend. Doesn't matter. We know what we need to do to make that right the next time, or for the next week.
Well, I didn't really eat anything, so I feel like I'm okay that way.
You drank the calories rather than eating them.
Yeah.
But I think the point I'm trying to make is that trying to grow a community, not just the community of the James Smith Academy, other companies as well that are trying to push out the same message. Like Darren's doing it, and some of the guys like Jordan Sy, all these kind of guys, they all push out the same message. And it's trying to find that work-life balance and trying to make things work. I mean, you've got idiots like Horgan on mainstream TV telling people they're fat dicks, basically, and you're not worth it, and you need to pay more, and they should be getting other people on. I mean, I know James went on and done his book tour, and he was on morning TV pushing the message out across Australia and the UK. And don't get me wrong, James has done that for to promote his book. Of course he has, but he's also done it to push the message out. It's a similar thing that we're all doing just now.
Well,
and
on the
there needs to be more of that rather than what she's doing.
On the
well, I think it's also,
and Lauren might not have heard this, but from was there not an announcement this morning from the government about having to display calories and things on McDonald's menus?
Yeah, I mean they're already
fucking
doing that in the US.
And, which I think is, that's okay. Maybe that's a positive step because
Greggs does it in theirs.
But that means nothing if somebody doesn't have the knowledge to understand a calorie
Yeah.
deficit anyway.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
the information's there already. Like, who was it in the group chat who said, oh no, it was Mike commented on somebody's Facebook post in the JSAM Facebook group saying people have calorie information on food packaging, like, in supermarkets
just
and stuff, and they
laziness.
ignore it or don't have the understanding to know what it means. So it's no good
not
saying the information's there on a takeout menu or something when people don't know what it means. They need more context and stuff. And
Yep.
Yeah, yes and no to that, because like when they added that to the US, like I remember I'd have a day, and I've been yo-yo dieting for 1,000 years at this point. I have a lot, and like I'm not new to this game, and I would go to something and I'd be like, oh, this salad looks good, and I'd be talking myself into why this is good. Oh, this must be, and you're ballparking it in your head like, oh, it's this many but that's one thing. But then when it's actually printed on the menu, like, oh shit, this is $12, this is $1,200, you're like, that's what I was ballparking in my head, and that's not what I was talking myself into. So the number doesn't lie. It's right there. It's a little different. So I've actually found it helpful, because sometimes I'll roll into something, or I'm going someplace and I pull up a menu because I have to get something quick on the go. And like, if the number's right there, I don't have to necessarily think or waste time on like ballparking it in my head and lying to myself, being like, oh, this is probably only 400. I'll do this. No, actually, it's 800, and it would have totally fucked my day. So I do think, even with the knowledge, even for people who are knowledgeable, it's good to have that number right in front of you so that you can make an educated decision depending on your level of education about it,
I think though, for meals out, like takeaways and things like that to an extent, yeah, but I think for meals out, for me personally, if I'm going out for a meal, I want to go out for a meal. I don't want to be mithered by calories at that point. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just don't want to be doing it. I think it should be a nice treat and a nice social event, that kind of thing. And I just, even if I was in a position where I'm at my ideal weight and I'm at my ideal fitness, I don't really want to be not shamed into it, but just be mithered about, like, just give me a break. Do you know what I mean? Like, just.
Well, like, do you find that, do you feel like you wouldn't be able to enjoy, like, say you're at your ideal weight, like you just said, do you feel like you wouldn't be able to enjoy a meal out because you just saw a number on a menu?
It's not that it'd ruin it. It's just a bit of an eye roll moment. Like, please, like, I track my calories all through the rest of the week. Like, I'm out, I'm dressed up, I'm having a drink, I'm having a bottle of wine. Like, I want to choose what I want on the menu. Like, just piss off.
Right. Yeah.
I would rather that they
leave me alone.
I think there's certain things you need that information on, but when you're going into a restaurant, I don't go in there and think, I will plan my week or my few days before to think, right, I'm going out Friday night, I'm going to eat what the fuck I want, I'm going to drink what the fuck I want and enjoy it. And if I go over, I go over. I'll rein it back a few days before or after, but I can see where they're coming from in the fast food world, because I think there's so much confusion with it. It's got fuck to do with social media, this, but when you have healthy options on the menu that are probably, and you've then demonized the foods that are actually probably better for you, or not better for you, but not nutritionally better, but actually, like, I can remember seeing loads of things about most of the salads you get in. The second you start adding sauce into that stuff, you're fucked. It's just the calories are through the roof, where you demonize foods that, some of the foods on those menus are fine if you can fit them into your calories, but for a restaurant, I can't see how. Are you telling me that Heston's going to start working out how many fucking calories are in a Snell when he makes his ice cream? It's not going to happen. No, porridge. Snell porridge, wouldn't it? Anyway, doesn't matter. But going back to the social media thing, though, because there was that post, and I shared one about my man crush, Zac Efron, and how he'd been shamed in the media about his dad bod. I think's and
I've not seen no shame. I've just seen like brawl everywhere. Like,
I got Selly on, to be honest.
Maybe that's just my friends list. I don't know. Like, just.
Well, that's another way that the media is so dangerous with it, because I've seen him in those. I think when he did the Baywatch film, and then I've just been watching his new show on Netflix where he's now got a dad bod. And there's a scene in that he took his t-shirt. I was like, "Fuck me, I'd love to look like that." And there's that. But then you go back and yeah, well, we all. And it's so dangerous that you automatically look at both of those body types, and you're almost. It's that body shame that social media can do, not from just being ripped, but then also from the same perspective as well. When you go to the dad bod, which, let's be honest, I think 99.9% of men would quite happily have Zac Efron's body the way he is now. But then it kind of makes the other one look that it's not acceptable easier because he had that ripped physique, and it then compares that to both of them. Which my rule now with social media is I limit all the posts I read, and the second I go on there, if I can feel myself getting triggered straight away, I either unfollow that account or I mute it for a week, because there are so many different accounts on there that you can. I've probably been muted fucking loads, to be honest.
Yeah,
I have quite a few muted. A good
Someone
few
actually
because
messaged
they're
me
just
today
good.
and said, "You funny." I was like, "I'm meant to be funny. I'm trying to make myself laugh. That's it. If people don't find it funny, I don't give a flying fuck. It's your account. It's what you want to do with it." And I think sometimes social media, people think that you've got to portray this, I don't know, almost like this fake profile, when it's not about that, in my opinion. It's using it to either motivate yourself, which is what I use it for, and then hopefully you might motivate one other person.
Yeah.
Creating an
I actually at the end of the last challenge had a bit of a troll. Whenever James had reposted my photos on the Academy page, and it was like a comment on my posture, and like straight away she was just like, you're breathing in and all this here other stuff, and everyone was just like, she's been working on her mobility, you know, her posture's going to change and get better with time. And it was just like she didn't know what was going on, and a few days later I went through what I went through. And she didn't know what was going on.
And to all those people, fuck you.
Yeah.
Because you can. Everybody can be a keyboard warrior, right? I'm going to start. Any keyboard warriors that want to come in the ring, right? Let's have. You can sit behind your fucking 4-inch screen and make all these comments, but meet that person in the street. You're not going to walk up to them and go, "Oh, look at your posture."
Yeah.
So if you haven't got the balls to do it in real life, don't do it on social media. And I think people need to live their lives by a bit of that rule.
Well, it's amazing to me, the double-edged sword of social media, because you could post something and you could have, a handful, 2 dozen, 3 dozen, or these really, really big people, hundreds of positive things said. But you'll have one ugly person, and so much time gets wasted, or you let that affect you, and all of a sudden it erases all this positivity. And I don't know why we let that do it to ourselves. Like,
I couldn't actually see it because I have, do you know the feature on Instagram where you can hide like nasty comments, I think it is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have them hidden, so I couldn't see it. It was only that somebody else had sent it to me and said, bringing this to your attention. And then it was like everyone else had been sticking up for me. So it was just like this one person out of like hundreds of comments. It's like, what are you getting at? You're not achieving anything by it.
No, and I guess the flip side to that one is you've got 99 positives.
Right.
And those positive comments, I think that's something that you can, we see within our community, don't we? The backing and the support for people. And that's the other side of being able to put stuff out on social media. Sometimes you're feeling a bit low about your progress pictures, and then you get 5 or 10 of people being like, "Oh my God, look at that!" I think there was one comment on mine that said, "Oh my God, look at that waist," and I was like, oh, I hadn't really even noticed. It was like. I was like, there's been no changes, I've lost maybe some centimeters. But actually, somebody noticed some change in that picture. And
That was like, I'm going to point it out with Sam at the start of Valentine's, and she was really doubting herself. And I was like, look at your photos, there's a difference there. And then she started to notice these changes slowly herself.
I'm terrible
Well,
for it. I really am.
Sometimes you need somebody to point it out
Yeah.
to you whenever you're looking at the same photo. And it's only on a week-to-week basis as well. It's a short space of time.
Yeah.
You need someone else to see it. You need someone else to point it
Yeah.
out, and then you can really start appreciating it. That's the beauty of the JSM, isn't it? It's an echo chamber of like-minded people that are there because they want support and there to support.
Yeah.
Celebrate every little success as well with you, and I think that's the beauty of it, really, and that's why.
Well, I think it's not also just physical. Like, we've all seen for each other,
yeah.
we've seen before and after pictures where you see someone just looks brighter and happier and like lit up. And like the picture you had posted this week in the leopard leggings, and you look so happy and like, yeah, like at the gym.
I forgot she was talking about me then.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking that was me for a moment.
My Carol Baskin leggings.
But you look like you had that look on your face, like you were so stoked to be there. And I was like, fuck yeah, like it was a great picture just because you look so happy. And these are the pictures, like I love seeing pictures like that. Whenever I'm having a down day or I'm lacking motivation, you can just scroll through the group and scroll through photos. And like you'll see people who are ripped and you'll see people who are heavy set and just made it to the gym. And it doesn't matter. It's that mindset. It's that, you know, we keep each other motivated no matter what stage you're at.
Yeah.
That's the thing it comes to with social media, how you've got to be careful of what you, not also with what you follow, but who you let follow you as well.
Yeah.
Because it can be so easy to sort of, I limit the amount of people I follow, and every sort of month or so, I'll just go through and cull just people that I probably don't really pay attention to or really like. And then you get the odd one, and I'm brutal about it. I don't care. Some people might say, well, that's a bit rude. No, it's my motivation. It's for me. It's what I want to watch or do or listen to. And I probably only there's probably about 50 odd sort of blue tick accounts that I will follow regularly. But then you get the odd one come in, and then, to be honest, you really pay attention to it most of the time? Probably not. But there might be the odd nugget on there. But I think the way we look at social media with like, especially the Facebook group, and then I assume everyone here has got all their Instagram accounts. It's just their JSA one. It's not their personal one as well.
I just have one.
Yeah,
I have two.
I always feel a bit guilty for not having like a dedicated JSA one, because I think a JSA guy's getting bored of what I post, and the people that are in psychology bored of what I post as well. I'm not setting up a third one. I'm not doing it. No way.
Back to what Paul says earlier, just post what you want. If people don't like it and don't want to follow it, fucking let them
me.
unfollow you.
I've
More
learned
so-
that the hard way.
I started my JSA one because I didn't want people in my own life to know what I was posting. Because I just didn't want to put those photos up there. And now I'm like, I don't want to combine the two because I don't want to delete either account, because I like the progress that I have in my JSA account.
Yeah.
Then I have all my old photos on my other private account.
It's funny for me because I only have the one account, and I'd much rather keep it that way because I just think it's my journey, so it's all about me. Like, so there's not stuff that I want to filter out. You know, it's just me. It's my document, and I put like holiday pictures and just all sorts of crap on it, and my fitness as well, because I just think it's my personal thing. But it's funny the amount of like people who I know from like school and stuff who follow me still, because it is like linked to my Facebook account and stuff, and I have loads of people, and I look at some people who now like message me saying, "Oh, you're doing so well, blah blah blah," and I was like, "You were an absolute cunt to me in school. Like, why? What's all this about? Don't try and pretend to be my friend now. Like, fuck off." Like,
Fling it.
But I don't get it, and
sorry.
that's what I hate about social media, is just the fakeness that comes with it. Like, everybody, like, I get like a lot of messages saying people enjoy watching my stories, even though I don't really do anything fancy on them, just that I'm just me, and like how I am on Instagram is just how I am in real life. Maybe that's not a good thing, maybe that is a good thing, I don't know, but I just don't see the point in not being myself, because then I'm not only lying to everybody else, but I'm lying to myself, and I'm not. Nah, I don't understand why. Because you're just going to make yourself miserable, then, aren't you? Really, if you're trying to be something you're not, it's like you're putting up this facade, and everybody then who, you know, you start to meet and stuff and start chatting to and everything doesn't really know who you really are as a person. So I don't really see the point in just. And I hate that about social media, that people do feel the need to be somebody they're not, to like gain followers and likes and stuff. It's just.
I don't have two accounts to be two different people, but
yeah, hold on.
No, but I just, we were talking about social media in general, and like that's my gripe with it, just in general. It's just,
what I like about
sorry, go. Sorry, didn't mean to make you mute yourself.
Just really quickly, what I like about having two accounts is on my personal account I find I'm much more reserved now, whereas everything is on my JSA one, because it's given me that confidence and self-assurance, probably too much now, that I feel like this is very much me. My personal account is just years ago of just photos and nice photos, but that's very much a filtered, not talking on the story, not much of just me, mostly, you know, that kind of thing. Whereas JSA, it's like, it's almost a fresh start and go, I can do whatever here, and I'm in a community of people that I know are here to support, and, you know, here with the same mindset that I have. So I
now have friends and everything follow me on my JSA one, and it doesn't bother me now, but it's just I just don't want to get rid of the other one because I have all my old photos.
Yeah, see, I had the opposite. I had the opposite, Nikki. Like, my JSA account gave me more confidence in my personal account. So all my fitness and whatever was all JSA. And I posted about like wearing a 2-piece bathing suit or something. People were like, fuck yeah, that's great, you know, whatever. And it's something I would have never posted in my stories or something to the private. And then to my personal one. And then I did. And I was like, now I'm like, fuck it. Like, if you don't like it, great. Like, delete, block. And I think the thing to remember, that I always try to remember, is like, I don't owe, and none of us owe anyone access to you. If someone's nasty, if someone's this, if someone's snarky, delete. Bye. Like, I don't owe you an explanation. I don't owe you an apology. Bye. Like, I'm letting you see my stuff. If you don't like it, bye. Yeah. Delete, gone, block. There's no need to talk it out. There's no, if the second you become a keyboard warrior and you're going to try to derail me or do something negative, I don't owe you access to me. Bye. Like, it's done.
Yeah, I love that.
This day last year, I come home from Australia, and I don't know whether it was the jet lag or what it was, but I lay in my friend's house after surprising her, and I was just like, I'm not following you, or you, and I unfollowed about 300 people, and I was just like, you're not doing me any benefit.
Yep.
And I still haven't followed them back. And a lot of them were influencers that every story that they were doing was just trying to flog something.
Yeah, I've noticed recently on that, Holly from Geordie Shore, I don't know if any of you follow her, but she's been posting recently about you know, these skinny body jab things, like where it's basically obviously there's still a lot of celebs, or Z-list celebs, trying to flog this, like, as if it's insane, like they're still trying to get rid of it. But she's recently come out and said, I used to promote this, and, you know, we get offered quite a lot of money to do it, but actually there's only one way that you should do it, and that's a calorie deficit and working hard. And it's been really refreshing to see an influencer just go, actually, this is fucking bullshit.
I think Jay shared that story, didn't he? I think.
Yeah, I remember Darren.
Darren did it. Yeah.
I think James then, it was different because of the time zones. It was like middle of the day or middle of the night for him, but whenever he got up, he said something about it then.
Yeah. I think it's because she's made her money, and now she can do it. She probably knew it all the fucking time, and now she's made the money from it. She can sit back and go, yeah, it's calorie deficit. There you go. I was wrong the whole time.
Just try and get bought on with someone else to go and promote calorie deficit.
I think she has set up her own coaching thing, hasn't she, off the back of it? And that's why she's now preaching calorie deficit. So she's using her platform and to.
Chris, are you struggling to get in as well? Because I am, and I don't normally struggle with that. But I think
I just like listening and then pitching in where needed.
It's surprising though how many people like do still fall for that kind of stuff. There's a lot of there's a girl on my personal Instagram, and she's a lovely girl, and I don't judge anyone for like the choices that they make, although it might sound like this with what I'm about to say.
Don't judge her, but I do.
But I can do.
This is going to sound awful, but she flogs the the weight loss shakes, and it's all part of a
That's bullshit though.
an MLM scheme. They say it's not a pyramid scheme, but it is, just because they're hiding behind a product.
But you get a friend request off someone, and it's like you have all these people
Hey,
that are friends with them, and it's just like no.
Yeah. And so she promotes that, and she talks about these fist sticks all the time and stuff, and how great they are, and how
I thought, did she just say fisting?
No, fist sticks.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to try that, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure you
Fisting diet.
I looked at Nikki and I thought, she did, didn't she?
But then she hasn't lost anything in the last 2 years that she's been promoting this stuff. Like it's made no difference whatsoever.
She has lost something though.
Aren't they?
She's lost a few pounds.
Yeah.
She's lost her soul.
I think Paul lost it.
I think I'm going to speak before I get batted out again. But this thing about their influencers, right? I think everybody on social media that has one or more followers is an influencer in some way. And we all have the chance to influence positively, and talk about the right things and call people out for not doing the right things. And we've all got. I mean, I've got 1,000 followers, which is fuck all on social media, but that's 1,000 people that could see my messages. And if I'm not sending out the right things, then that's 1,000 people that I could influence wrongly. So that person, Fiona, is an influencer in some way or another. So if you're listening and you've got more than one follower, make an opportunity to go and influence positively.
But the thing is, I think the problem with a lot of multi-level marketing stuff is that they get themselves into this sort of like cult-like mindset of you have to sell this stuff, and if you don't, it's because you're not thinking positively enough or some daft shit like that, rather than saying actually the product's a bit shit. And what's scary to see is that they literally live by the products, even though the products aren't good for you. It's not like, it's just not good for you. Like they'll turn around to someone and say, this is part of a balanced diet, you should be on 1,200 calories, and it's not. It doesn't take anything else into consideration, and it's really dangerous, and it's frightening. Really.
A girl that I was friends with in school has been promoting something life the 7 years. I don't want to say the proper name of it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Sam's just calling it out.
7 years solid.
Stuart, do you want to add anything? Because you shared something with me previously that I'm not sure if you want to talk about it or not.
Well, I actually fell into the MLM scene massively. You probably heard of it, Beachbody.
Yeah.
And it was at a bad time of my life, and they kind of jumped all over that and got me involved and hit me at a low point. And they were like, yeah, you can get people in, you can make X amount of money, etc., etc. And I was one of them cunts that would add people and then say, this is how this is going to work and all this kind of thing. And I think I did it for just over a year. And it was around the same time that I started following James a bit. I followed him from the beginning, but I started actually listening to him properly. And oh fuck me, it's like a cult. It's weird. They really draw you in, and then I started like rebelling against it by saying, no, that's not how it works. And then I slowly started getting excluded from like the cult community that they've made up. And in the end, I was like, no, this is all bullshit. The products don't work. You're paying over the price for products. And then I just called it out on its bullshit and walked away from it. And it was the best. Do you know what? It's sad. You get sucked that much into it, believing that you're going to help people, but you don't, and you're selling them bullshit. And the relief off my shoulders when I cancelled that fucking stupid subscription that I was doing was unbelievable. And I just felt, the weight just went off my shoulders. So I was one of those people. I feel like I'm an MLM survivor type person, and if I could push that message out and talk to people that are thinking about jumping onto it, I'd love to, because it is bullshit. It's absolutely bullshit.
Do you know
It
what?
just gets me so angry that they prey on single moms or single dads or people at low points. That's what they do. They search for people who don't have community, and they're offering a product, but they offer community, they offer clout, they offer like popularity, all these things. And then just as soon as you raise a question or you like try to question the cult like thing or like any of the principles, you're out. And it's just so fucked up because like you're just hurting people doubly. Not to mention like a big thing, I don't know if it's international, but a big thing in the States was LuLaRoe, which is that company that sold like leggings and clothing. It was like it's a clothing company, but they were a big MLM. They've gone bust, and like they left people with thousands of dollars worth of merchandise in debt, and they didn't give two shits. And I just, makes me so angry that they use social media to prey on people who are alone or who are looking for help or looking for more income or whatever else.
The most sickening thing I ever heard was one of these top-ranking coaches did like a seminar type Zoom chat, and she was boasting the fact that she had signed on someone that was terminally ill with cancer because they could make their last few months of whatever in their life happy through doing stupid fucking Sean T in the room and all that kind of thing. It was madness, absolute madness. But I know Beachbody's massive in the States. And
is that Sean T, is it?
Yeah, Sean T and all that thing.
One of my really good best friends is big on the Beachbody, and it's killing me that you're talking about this because she's driving us all crazy with these posts constantly, and like you know, like she's getting her kids to like hold up products and pictures to be cute, and I'm like, it's making us crazy. And
that's another thing. They use their kids as tools massively. They're like, some of them, I swear, have gone out to get pregnant to actually use it to try and boost their the whole I'm pregnant and then I've got fit afterwards. It's sickening. It really is. And going back to that, these kind of companies is what Boris should be fucking looking at. Not buy one get one fucking free. They should be banning Herbalife, banning Beachbody, banning Skinny
or the
Coffee,
adverts until or after 9 o'clock.
Yeah, well, that's not going to fucking change anything. It's these cunts that are misleading the fucking the population. Because I fell for it, and I'll quite happily stand up on stage and say, "Don't fucking do it," because they're just full of shit. And once you don't believe in them, and you're not making the money, they won't be helping you out like they fucking think they will.
Yeah.
The marketing they can use is just unbelievable. It sucks people into it straight away, doesn't it? And you can see why people get.
The amount of people you can reach just with one post is scary.
Yeah. And the second
people always talk about 1%. If you get even 0.5% of the reach that they've got to sign up to do something, it's dangerous. It's really dangerous.
The second you put a few cleverly designed hashtags and use the algorithms that you can use on social media, which they all know. They know how to just
we got trained how to trawl the hashtags. So you'd look for single mum, you'd look for fucking shit like that, and it's madness.
What were those hashtags, by the way?
No, Paul, you just heard hashtag single mum. That was it.
Yeah.
But not only that, some of them have actually made serious. I mean, the ones high up, and I'm not going to lie, this is where they get their people in. They have made their millions of dollars from it because they have got so many people underneath them in the pyramid scheme, and they have done, and they can sit back and not even work out and not even do anything anymore because they are making their money. They've done it, but it's what they get everyone else to believe that can happen to them.
I think one of the things I always...
They get in early though, don't they? Sorry, Paul. Go on.
No, go on. There you go.
They get in really early though, and they turn around and say to everyone like, "Oh, it's the same opportunity for everyone." Like, I have spent a good few hours watching like anti-MLM videos because I'm so fascinated by it. But they do, like, it's the people that have got in there early, but the people right at the bottom still believe that they've got a good shot at it. And it's like, you know, we can see that the statements online that'll say only 1% even make money out of this. So that might be 10, 20 quid. And they're like, oh yeah, but that's only because 1% of the people work hard. And you think, fuck off. And it makes me wonder, if you were a person that was really like putting your time and your energy, if you put that much time and energy and, you know, passion into something different, anything else that's different. So it might have been like the gym, it might have been like, for me, it might be college and studying. For Chris, it might be learning to play the guitar. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you just imagine what you could do with all that stuff that you carry on pushing and exhausting yourself at. You're not getting anything back from, except you're just living a lie.
And the scary thing is, they're not PTs, they're not nutritionists. And they portray they are. And even from when I signed up, and they was like, oh, you can call yourself a coach now. Even then, I should have realised it then. Even then, I was saying, yeah, but I'm not. I haven't got the qualifications to tell them that. And they were like, yeah, but you'll sell whatever. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not going to say that. I'll be there. And I think I got off on the wrong foot with them anyway, straight away. I don't think they liked me because I wasn't going to bend over straight away for them. And I said, no, I'll put it over as an accountability, that I'll be accountability with them and help them. But I'm not going to give them fucking nutrition advice or PT advice because that's not me.
On the other hand, we have a woman that in Northern Ireland that was a PT, and she then started into one of these schemes, and now she never mentions anything about a calorie deficit, about any exercise. It's just constant supplements and those fizz sticks and all the rest.
Paul, what were you going to say before?
Yeah, it's probably one of my, because it's so difficult though in the fitness industry, especially with like social media, that when you get that sort of pyramid scheme, they're just bullshit. But there's ones that like fall in the middle that probably get a lot of bad press. And in my opinion, I don't think some of them deserve it as much. Sort of, I did the body coach. I did Joe Wicks before James, and it works if you do it right. I wouldn't say it's sustainable, but it does work. And then Slimming World, like a lot of people slate Slimming World, but hashtag free Simon. Simon is one of the big advocates for Slimming World, and I think he lost a load of weight. But again, is it Weight Watchers? Was it? Yeah, Weight Watchers.
And others as well.
Yeah, and I think there are a time and a place for those sort of products, or whatever you want to call them, but they aren't sustainable. Whereas the cunts that Stuart used to be, wherever he's gone, he's fucking hiding now because he knows he's one of them.
Fucking killing a mosquito.
What part of the world are you in?
What was that?
What part of the world are you in?
England. It's fucking massive at the moment. Yeah.
It's quite sad though how they can actually bring someone in that you know. Stuart's clearly an all right bloke, he ain't that bad, but it's easy to like, you can get like caught up in that huge marketing scheme, and you think about making a bit of money, and then the next thing you've got someone else sort of, you know, it is easy done. And I personally don't think that's ever going to go. That you'll never get rid of it, because if it's not Herbalife. Before that, it was fucking Bitcoin. You know, it's not even to do with nutrition; it's something else, and it just does the rounds again and again and again, and it'll just in 10 years' time, it'll be some fucking microchip that Elon Musk is trying
Used to
to
be
plug into your
Avon.
brain. You know, it's what was that?
Used to be Avon.
Avon, yeah,
Avon.
whatever. Yeah.
Avon Skin So Soft, the best thing for
Ketones now.
mosquitoes.
Ketones
what you
is the
need.
new one.
You need some Avon Skin So Soft. That'll get rid of the mosquitoes. Best thing you can buy. There you go.
That'll
You've
get
heard
rid
it
of the
first.
fucking mosquitoes.
There's, mate.
That you signed up to the wrong MLM, Stuart.
Yeah.
You'll come back next week trying to flog us all moisturiser.
Yeah, I'll have it all
Yeah,
surrounded by me.
I can you get me a hair transplant? That'd be great.
I think that's been a really meaty subject, and I think we could end up in a massive rabbit hole. But you know, I think there's room for the good people to do the right things, and if more of the good people post the right stuff, then maybe we've got a chance of squashing that and winning that battle. So keep posting what you guys are posting, because it's definitely the right stuff. You could repost the podcast a bit more though, you lot.
If we got tagged in it would help.
See.
I was talking to the listeners. I was doing the James thing, but
Okay. I'm not taking it personally. It's all right.
Oh, good job.
Has anybody got any kind of last stuff that there was a burning desire about social media before we move on to our animal facts?
I just want to say, I think the screens I've following accounts that also show the negative side of things or what's going on in life. I follow Sonny Webster when he'll show his lift fails. I'll follow Katie Crew and she's pregnant right now and she's showing how difficult that is. And with like people who show the real stuff, I find that's been my cutoff. Like you all follow because you're showing the both sides of it, and it gives me a better sense of that there's both sides for me too.
I also think it's important to say that without social media, we wouldn't be sat here doing this because none of us would really know each other. Like,
yeah.
Very true.
You bunch of cunts.
Imagine the COVID without social media. Imagine that. It would have been awful.
How would we know that gyms have reopened? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Or the Garmin was down.
Fuck
Garmin's
fuck the Garmin, fuck the gym.
Garmin's down though.
Not anymore.
It's still shit. It's still not working. Piece of shit.
Hey,
fuck about.
5X. So I think a wonderful Garmin, and it must be really tough knowing that your maintenance is not working. Yeah, but if you send me a 5X, I can promote that for you.
but it's as much as like it has some shit that comes with it that you sort of have to filter out. It has some, it has its good points, that you can build a community like what we're a part of and everything.
Yeah.
It's just obviously it gets, like any good thing, it gets abused. But at the same time, we all, like I said, we all wouldn't be sat here, I've made some really, really close friends, like from social media. Without social media, I wouldn't be in my relationship because that wouldn't work. So,
save it for my podcast.
Sorry. So it's that thing, isn't it? Like, I know that because like everybody, like I've tried Herbalife. I did a Slimming World meeting once. I hated that, and I've done just about every faddy shitty diet going. But this time it's not just the knowledge and everything that's come with it. Obviously we wouldn't have found James Smith without social media, but also having the community support has made a massive difference for me, because I know now if I slip up, I've got fucking thousands of people on my ass who are going to yell at me. And I've never had that before. Like, I've had like a few friends who'll sort of like support me a little bit, but not massively, because I think there's something really powerful about the fact that we're all on the same journey as well. And social media does open those doors for you to meet like-minded people. Yeah, you'll meet the odd knobhead and get trolls and
Always
Yeah.
one. Always one.
But at the
You
same
might be a
time,
knobhead, but you're a lovable knobhead. So it's all right.
Yeah.
yeah. You know, you've got to take the rough with the smooth, ain't you? So
No, I think that's a good point as well. That as much as there's negatives to social media, there's a massive positive in it. And you're always going to get that 1% of just cunts.
Yep.
And you just got to realise it's
that's what the
they're just
time limit's
1%.
for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and
I'm
we've
quite
all
similar to,
got
I'm quite
everybody's got
similar to Shannon and Nikki, where I've got 2 accounts. So I had my personal account, maybe I set it up about 8 years ago, my personal Instagram account. I think I've maybe got about 450, 500 people followers on it. Half of them I don't even know. Half of them I never speak to again. And I maybe speak to about 5 of them on it. And I set up my James Smith Academy one for the first GSA challenge I did last August. I think I've got about 1,000 people follow. And it just ramped up that quick that I'm speaking to all you guys. There's many more out there that we all speak to. And you'll get to see me being the real me, because I don't think I would feel comfortable posting that on my own social media. It's
The
almost
exact
like
same.
I feel more comfortable sharing what I'm like with people who are like-minded.
Yes.
Whereas I remember having my own personal account, I'd go out to the pub for a couple of pints with one of my mates, for example. He would pull up, "Oh, you're always posting fitness shit." I'm like, "Well, don't look at it then." And I thought to myself, I'll just remove myself from having those conversations and just set up a separate account so I don't even have to talk about that. So now I just talk about it with everyone else who likes to talk about it rather than having it. But the weird thing is, last week, now you can see who's viewed your stories. It popped up, and one of my mates who's been slagging me about my fitness posts doesn't follow me on my Instagram for my fitness one, but he's been viewing all my stories.
Me.
That's even funny when you know they've got to search for you to find you because they're not following you.
I sent them a message. I went, "Oi, oi."
But like not last week, the week before, was it? I stayed with Rhiannon because I was sort of like on the verge of like a mental breakdown, and I know like if I'd have stayed with anybody else for a week, like outside of JSA, I wouldn't have. I'd have fallen off the wagon. Like if I'd have gone and stayed with another friend who wasn't like Rhiannon, like kept me on track a little bit. But
I'm hoping she kicks me onto the wagon whenever she's over in like 2 weeks' time.
Back onto the rails for
like,
you.
Yeah.
But like I've only been a part of JSA since February, and I've already built up so many friends who I feel closer to and can talk to more than people who I've known in my life for years. And I stayed with her the whole week and we didn't kill each other. So, and like I said, it was really good for me because I got the break that I needed, but also managed to sort of stay kind of. I went to maintenance basically because I was just sort of fuck it halfway through. But I didn't want to like not enjoy myself, like what Fiona was saying earlier. You know, you go out to eat, you don't want to be having to think about calories and stuff. So I gave myself maintenance calories for the week. But even so, like I had that support there, at the same time to stay on track. And I wouldn't have had that if I stayed with somebody who wasn't a like-minded person. Because I have other friends, obviously, who aren't on the same journey. And if I'd have gone and stayed with them, it'd have been alcohol and takeaways every night. So it would have made me feel even more shit than what the place I was at before I went. So it's just having that community is amazing.
I like that your friends sneakily follow you, Chris. I've got about 5 friends that follow my JSA one. A couple of them found it accidentally, and I went, "Oh shit, they're following me now. Oh crap, I can't make them unfollow me now because they know that I know that they know." And then when we started doing this podcast, it was the day before, and I was getting nervous. I'm going to have to tell someone of different people, and I sort of showed 2 other people, and they were incredible. They're wonderful people, but yeah, it's that self-confidence, it's that loveliness of having something separate. You go, right, this is really me, and now I'm in a comfortable place with it that I can feel like I can be vulnerable and show you this is everything else. It's really lovely for that. And those few people that do know about it, good God, you're special. Don't share it with anyone else, please.
I would never in my life on my personal Instagram account show me doing a workout to Mr. Blobby. ever. That was just, you know
What
I mean?
about to Superman butt?
Well, I started Superman, but that ended up a bit better. So I bought one instead. But it's more, I don't know, that's just it. It's just I feel more comfortable around like-minded people, and it just is what it is. I don't know. But like, next
That's
week,
it, yeah.
thinking Wednesday, Sharon, she's doing a tour of Scotland and she's staying with Andrea. And Andrea messaged me and said, "What you doing?" So me and Debbie, Sharon, I think Graham's meeting up, Samantha's meeting up, and we're all going for a walk and some lunch in Glasgow. I would never have done that before.
Is Simon invited or is he banned?
I don't know. He's not really the sociable type. I think the first night out he came on was the Glasgow meetup, and that was his first ever night out he came out on.
Rhiannon's coming over to myself, Gary, and another JSA member, Lisa, and we're all meeting up now in a few weeks' time. So I'm sure a few others from like Northern Ireland will come as well.
It's lovely, these little groups and pockets of people that you find, isn't it? It's so nice.
I think just to pick up on the point of having two accounts. So I last week went back to my personal account, and I've kind of, because I've been posting, when I post on Instagram, it's been linked to my personal Facebook page. So I've been posting it all over there anyway. And actually, if we want to be the positive influencers, if we're only sharing it within the people within the JSA, we're not actually taking this positive thing and influencing anybody else anyway. So if we're not sharing it out with, but I've been and set up a Facebook page with the same name as my Instagram handle, so that all my fitness stuff goes to that. But I'm going to promote my fitness stuff from my personal stuff, so that if somebody wants to go and follow it and see what I'm doing, they can do, and I welcome anybody in. But if you don't want to follow it and don't want to view me and my budgies all over my Facebook, then you also have to.
For the end of the last challenge, I had actually set that as like one of my goals, was to post my transformation on my private page, and off the back of it, I had wrote in the post being like, if you want to follow more of this, come over and follow. Like it was a private page at the time, and then I made it public, and whoever wants to follow me from the back of that post has now followed me.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I did that in my personal one. I put a link into my gym on my Chris Gymstagram one, saying, look, if you're interested in seeing the fitness progress, click on this link. But
I like how you dropped that wee link in there.
Hashtag.
Sponsored ad.
Okay, animal facts. This is new. So this has kind of been picked up. So Paul is doing some stuff about weird animal sex stuff, and we've picked up. We're going to start with Paul. And what animal fact have you got for us?
Well, you can guess it wouldn't be a normal one. Probably you can guess it's not going to be a normal one. So I've gone down the route again. I've made notes, by the way, because I screenshot.
You're not the only one.
Use my phone. Huh?
You're not the only one.
Yeah, I've got on my phone.
So this relates to the amount of semen that an animal can make.
Wow.
And the link, and it's a wild boar can produce the most semen in a single load of, I want to say, ejaculate. Is that?
It's a good question. That's sort of related to this, weirdly, because somebody told me.
Curly Whirly. What?
Oh my god.
No, somebody told me that Monster drinks are full of bullcum.
No, that's a myth. No, that was a Red Bull.
I heard that a while ago, yeah.
Red Bull thing.
And
they wouldn't be vegan.
It's, they're full of taurine, which is produced in bulls' testicles. So I think that is a fact.
Have I been noshing off a bull?
No, I think they've manufactured the taurine way, but it is
okay.
produced in.
Right, let's get back to the facts.
If you were a farmer and you had like cows for meat, and then you had your lambs for lamb, and then you're like, oh, and here are my bulls for energy drinks. This is what happens on the farm. They watch bull porn all day.
Anyway, what wild hog?
Please don't interrupt, Paul. Please let him get this out.
Well, that's what she said.
Exactly.
So the wild boar creates the most amount of semen, and it's 50 billion sperm in one load of ejaculant, which is 100 times more than a male. So average male cum is like 3-5 mil. You're basically looking at half a litre of cum.
Oh, wet. Oh, jeez Louise.
Imagine that in a porno. Anyway, go on.
Oh,
Not the boar, the human. Fucking hell.
Animal facts.
Here you
I'm
go.
dead. I'm done.
Oh, mate.
done.
I can't follow that now.
It's not even 5 o'clock here. Like, I
You
can't.
should have been live. You should have been
Peak too
live.
soon.
Not
Peak
got
too
that.
I
soon.
reckon.
I
Come on,
want
Vigo.
to normalise it. Like, this is okay.
My stat is shit compared to that,
Mate,
so I'm not
no.
even bothering.
Nikki's got a good one, I reckon.
I've got it. It's related. It's kind of related.
Ooh.
Well,
No
same
pun
species.
intended.
I've got tears coming down my eyes.
At least it's not bull cum. No, boar cum.
Oh dear. Remember to mark this episode as explicit.
Yeah.
And I think I need to put an age rating on it for YouTube.
Do you say YouTube or Zootube?
God, if we don't get more listeners off of this, then
Go on, Nikki.
Pigs. Not quite boars, but
Pigs.
pigs.
Ooh.
Pigs can have orgasms of up to 15 minutes. The males are normally between 10 and 15 minutes long orgasm. That's a single orgasm. It lasts that long. There we go. And that's probably why they produce so fucking much of it.
Oh,
Bloody
God.
hell.
well,
Is that when they're squealing? Because they do squeal for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
pig.
must be.
I want to know if they were doing their 7 times table.
Mm.
Don't know. It doesn't take much more than that, but yeah, 10 minutes. Pretty fucking good going.
Most men don't even last 10 minutes, so.
On the note of the
Fucking 10 seconds. What's that about?
well, on the note of the 7 times table, right, that James is talking about, I thought, hang on a second, that isn't actually that long. And he said it was helping him go longer. And I thought, hang on, 7 times 1 is 7, 7 times 2 is 14. It doesn't take that long to do it. There's
Long enough.
You what? Sorry,
It's long enough.
I only got to 7 times 2, Chris.
Start quoting pie.
Oh.
No, wait, say that.
Got a pun?
Yeah, I was going to say something, and that's
Oh, go on, you've started.
Do it.
yeah, not cream pie.
You've
Really.
started, you may finish.
Yeah, you heard it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 2 good animal facts. Chris?
Oh, mine's is short and sweet now and shit compared to that. Mine's is just kangaroos can't fart.
Kangaroos can't.
Really?
Kangaroos can't fart.
Why though? Does it say why?
No, it's just no. It doesn't say why. It just says they don't have the right organs in order
Oh
to.
my God.
It's apparently any animal that lays an egg can't fart, because I looked that up when I was looking for my animal facts. So, I think platypus was one as well. There's quite a lot of animals that can't, apparently.
So can a chicken not fart?
Hang on, is that why?
Definitely shit.
Is that why women don't fart then? Supposedly.
Just unicorn dust.
Do you know what? Because you can blow up Well, I didn't blow up seagulls. But apparently they can't relate. If you put carbonate.
Paracetamol.
No. What's the carbonate? Whatever it is, soda.
Bicarbonate soda.
That's the one. If they eat that, they can't release it and they explode. I haven't tried this, being from Portsmouth at all, because I don't want RSPCA onto me or anything like that. But it does work. They can't release the whatever it is.
Fucking seagulls. There you go.
But seagulls are like rats of the fucking air anyway. Fuck them.
Definitely.
Them and pigeons.
Pigeons.
Yeah.
I'm petrified of all birds. Like I have a phobia of them. So.
Oh.
You can go down and kill them now.
But I carp everywhere. Lovely.
Mine fact was about kind of about birds. It's just that flamingos aren't actually pink.
They're not.
That's from the shrimp, isn't it?
Yeah.
What they eat,
shrimp they eat.
So if they don't eat the shrimp, they turn white, I think it is.
They're born white, and after a couple of years, they actually turn pink because of the amount of shrimp that they eat, and something to do with the colouring in the shrimp.
So if I ate shrimp every day for every day, no.
No, because you're not a flamingo.
It's got you there, Shan.
You can be anything you want to
I
be,
was like
Sam, and don't
asking
listen
it
to
in my
them.
head, and I was like, what?
Okay. Well, with
Don't
Shannon,
blame my hangover.
you're back now. This is over to you.
This one's for Sam, I'm going to go with. But a cow gives nearly 200,000 glasses of milk in its lifetime.
Sure, that's milk.
Milk.
White stuff of some sort.
See, I thought that'd be more.
Of
I
milk.
thought it
Yeah.
was as well.
Yeah, 2,000
Depends, they
doesn't
get-
seem that much.
No,
Because of all the
Yeah.
vegans. It's all the vegans.
They get to a certain stage, like
And then
I
they get
live on
killed.
a farm. It's not that, they can't produce anymore.
And then they just become steak.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're then called dry cows.
Okay.
Mm.
Sad.
Oh, how do you feel?
There's quite a few dry. Yeah, I'm not.
This is
So
Which
I'm
is
a
so
flamingo
good
and you're
on a
calling yourself a
Friday
cow?
I've been cod worse, it's fine.
We should definitely do a Friday night drink podcast.
I don't think we need to.
Just to let everybody know, this
Oh my
is happening without a drink. So, imagine if we do that.
End of challenge drinks. The last podcast. Last one. was
Yeah,
good.
that would be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Fiona, what's your fact?
The fact is that I didn't do my homework and I don't have a fact to bring.
Had a lot going on at
All
work.
right, fair
I
enough.
can give you another one.
I've got another one. Hold on.
Well, no, you can't just be sharing them all out. So,
Save it for next
as
week.
they do on the Fair Points podcast, you've got to give us another fact that maybe that's something you just know.
Or an Arabic word.
Or an Arabic word, yeah.
Okay, all right, okay. Horses can't be sick. There you go.
But hang on, so you do have an animal fact.
Yeah, well, it's not really that interesting, is it?
I've
Horses
seen
can't
some
be sick.
horse porn. Mm.
How can a horse not be sick?
Because it just can't. Instead, the gut twists and they have something called colic, and they can die from it. Basically, I used to have.
Oh,
horses.
that's actually quite sad.
Yeah. Yeah, see, that's why I didn't bring it up, because it's a bit of a shit fact, isn't it?
Because now people know not to, overfeed horses or.
Yeah.
Or let it drink vodka, because you can't be sick, and if you need to be sick, you'll just die instead.
Well done.
Wow. Took a dark turn.
Oh, happy
Horses,
day.
eh? So, vodka.
Right.
That's
Have another shot.
why I didn't,
fine.
I didn't really drink it.
Can it have a pink gin and white?
No, but just remember, the pink gin won't make you turn pink.
No, she tried that weekend.
Yeah.
She was there till 8 o'clock in the morning, like, I will turn a different colour.
That's why I went for white wine and rosé wine. I was just saying what worked.
Like a chameleon, go really, really white and then really, really pink.
Oh.
Stuart, it's time for your fact.
Okay, right, bear with me.
Because just to let you know, we're at 2 hours almost.
Oh, fuck about right. The peacock mantis shrimp can throw a punch at 50 miles per hour, accelerating quicker than a 22 caliber bullet.
So I'll see it in the ring.
Ooh.
That wasn't as good as the fact that you posted in the group, though. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like you should share that one with the podcast
What one was that?
about the lions.
Oh yeah, fuck about. What was that?
Was I drunk whenever this was sent in?
The female mates about 50 times, is it, a day? And when
Bites.
she wants it, she bites the male lion's nuts to get a reaction. Or something like
Yep.
Yep.
that. Yeah. Pinky fucker.
No comment.
She could use a bit of tongue action first.
Or yogurt.
Think it. Oh, yogurt.
Oh, God.
Curly whirlies could be thrown in there. A bit more tempting, for fuck's sake.
Oh.
Lauren,
Yeah.
what's your animal?
Laura was
I didn't know I should have gone with a dirtier one. Male emperor. So emperor penguins, when they lay the egg, it's the male. It's the dad that sits on the egg. If for some reason they lose position or the egg rolls out from underneath them, they only have 45 seconds to get it back into place, or the egg's done. That's it. Like it's too cold. That's how cold it is in the Arctic.
Yeah.
They have 45, and you can see video of it. Like if the egg rolls out from under their belly, they scramble real quick. So they have about 45 seconds to get it back in place. So that's it.
I wonder how quick you could run from side to side.
Yeah, it's actually.
That's why I was like, that's here.
I bet he gets slapped up by the missus if he loses an egg as well.
So wait, I have
imagine.
a follow-up fact. If he fucks up and it ruins the egg, the females go out to get the food. He'll wait and eat when she gets back before showing her that the egg got fucked up.
Good man. He's got
And I
stupid
was
then.
like,
Get some food.
Looking after his belly.
Don't know what you're talking about. Definitely got the egg.
Yeah,
They are just steal an egg from someone else.
It's, the lucky egg, as that came up in a group chat as well. And so that's a good fact. So it's just me to go. Mine's terribly crap. That the only animal to be able to recognize themselves in a mirror, other than a human, is a dolphin. So there are other species that can recognize.
How do you get a mirror into the ocean?
A what?
Like
No, which dolphin went?
A mirror.
That's
A
me.
mirror.
A mirror.
Mer.
I also can.
There are other animals that can recognize their own species in the mirror, but they can't say, that's me.
So
They
Flipper's
don't
there,
sleep either,
goes
do
up to the
they?
mirror, and oh, that's me there. All right, then.
Mirror.
I like that. Mer. This is just
I also can't say car.
Jar.
What?
What are you trying to say?
Car.
What are you trying to say if you can't say it?
I think she was trying to say cat.
In my accent, I just can't say it any other way. It's car.
What is she
I
trying to
can't.
Car.
Car.
As in like a baby car.
C-A-R.
say? Oh, car?
Car.
That's okay.
Shannon, I
That's
feel
okay.
for you. I can't say squill. It comes out squill. I can't say
Like,
the
everyone
R's.
takes the hand. I can't do it. I just can't.
That's good.
I had a housemate who I couldn't say things like phenomenal. And
You still can't.
Yeah.
he would give me like phonics lessons. And he'd be like, "What is it, Al? It's phenomenal. Phenomenal." And he would get it repeated like 3 or 4 times. So there was
Like Joey from Friends.
I was just gonna say.
like, the other one was Marcus, as I couldn't say his name for ages. So yeah, you just need to repeat something over and over again until you get it right.
No, I just
Apparently,
can't. It's my accent.
If you say space ghetto in an American accent, it sounds like Spice Girl in Scottish.
does.
Brilliant.
Get out.
See,
Okay,
Come on, Lauren, say it.
Space Girl.
Wait, what am I supposed to say?
space.
Space ghetto.
ghetto.
Spice Girl?
Space Girl.
What?
Space
Space Girl?
No,
Space
space ghetto.
Oh, I get
Space
Space,
ghetto.
Space Ghetto.
Space
Oh,
There you
Yeah,
go.
it does.
God.
Space Girl. That's it.
The same with was it bacon? If you say beer
Beer
can.
can.
There you can.
Beer can.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's
Space Girl.
Yeah, wrap this
I
up
think
because I need to let Bobby up before he
got off
shits
the
in the
rails.
bedroom.
Yeah, I think. So let's stay on track. Our listeners have probably stopped listening about 10 minutes in anyway. So
After the fisting.
but just gonna go quickly round. We'll start with Nikki at the other side. So week 5 goals.
It's just staying on track again, really. Hitting all my workouts. I'm going to try and put some more yoga in and get my steps up a bit. I sort of went back down to my average last week just because I was so busy with everything on. But yeah, try and get my steps up a bit more just to improve them. But yeah, nothing too exciting. Hopefully still losing centimetres and weights a little bit. But yeah, just carrying on, I think. Staying sane-ish.
Okay, Chris.
Yeah, pretty much the same. I'm off for 2 weeks with the family, so next week I might not be able to make it on because we're trying to book a camping trip. So I've bought some resistance bands to try and do some workouts when I go away. Whether I will use them or not, don't know. But I'm taking them with me anyway in the hope that I'll find time to be able to do something. Yeah, just keep my steps up is the most important thing for me just now. To set that target.
Brilliant. Shannon?
My goals this week is to track everything that I eat, stay in a calorie deficit, and only go out one night this weekend.
Well, you only go out one night, but you might still be out on Monday morning. Doesn't really matter.
No, that's still one. It's like whenever you go off on the sick from work and you're off sick in a few days in a row, if like it's only classed as one incident.
Yeah.
So
one incident out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I've never had a sick day in my life. So I haven't had one day off sick.
That's something though when you're calling your nights out an incident.
Paul, week 5 goals.
Yeah, another Cindy, probably on the weekend. And I want to try, one of my other sub goals is to try hot yoga. So I'm going to hopefully, book some of that up for the next few weeks.
Little tip.
Let me know about that, mate, because I'd be.
That's not a nice thing to say about Paul.
Bring multiple towels and bring multiple bottles of water and don't stand under the fucking heater.
Right.
Horrible.
Is it allowed then? Because saunas aren't allowed.
I'm not sure. I think they were talking about opening in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
So
can you post videos, please, Paul?
Of men or women?
Of you, mate. I want to see you sweat.
Oh, okay. Oh, no worries.
Okay. Sam?
My goal for this week is to just actually finish the week in a deficit because I might have had an incident myself where I accidentally fell in the pub and went 1,000 calories over on Saturday. So I've got to pull that back. So I'll be really proud if I finish in a deficit this week.
You can do it.
Just keep going to the gym every day because if I go in the mornings, then everything else seems to fall into place. So Monday to Friday, gym in the morning before work, and then just carry on from there.
Okay, brilliant. Stuart?
Fuck the steps off completely and stay in the maintenance and do the Murph on Saturday.
Cool. And Lauren?
Just stay the course this week. Friday I'm getting my tattoo sleeve finished and I'm getting a really important piece put on that's kind of emotional for me, so just kind of like getting ready for that and having a good week.
Brilliant. Well, for me, it's as has come out tonight, email Shaw and get my challenge goal changed to CFD, total calorie loss, total calorie deficit, and get my steps back up because they've been really slacking. So game on. And Paul, random fact topic for next week, please.
Ooh. That's put me on the spot. That. I'll
Oh,
share
I
it.
got one.
You share it. Send it in the
I
group.
got one. It's totally inappropriate. Is that all right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. So everybody has to go on like Urban Dictionary and find a phrase, and we have to guess what each other's thing means.
Oh no, that's not good for me.
Paul will know all of these.
The vacuum traffic cone.
Urban Dictionary phrase. Okay, cool. I
Definitely
like it.
it next week.
And brilliant. So, well, and what's going to be a topic of discussion?
Please, not them.
Can I just say that I was completely pure and innocent before I joined this podcast, and you've all corrupted me?
Right.
Bullshit.
No.
Bullshit.
No.
Bull semen. Bullshit. No chance.
Does anybody have a topic
Sorry.
that we can discuss, or should we discuss it in our WhatsApp group?
We'll figure it out later.
I think we should leave it open maybe and see what the listeners maybe want to hear from us.
Yeah, throw a question out.
I'll put a question box out, or I'll just repost it every day.
Do we have any questions tonight?
We had one question. We but then Nikki decided she was going to add in her own questions.
You said to add some in.
We've got tequila or sambuca. We've discussed that.
Neither.
Drink of choice at the bar.
Sambuca, that's what I was drinking on Friday night.
Yeah, right. We need to wrap this up. So,
Yeah, I literally watched like
the show challenge.
but the one question we had from our listeners was from Rihanna, the Fat Girl Guide to Getting Fit. How has social media helped or hindered you during the challenge? I think we kind of went in deep on that anyway. So, I'll put out a question box. You guys can repost it, and let maybe put out your own question boxes as well, just to see what recommendations and topics are, and we can discuss it on our in our WhatsApp group.
Good.
So, Paul's got the best frozen treats this week. Oh, he's come back. I was about to picture it.
Oh no.
But let's have a good week, and I look forward to our million messages within 5 minutes on our WhatsApp groups. And thank you to everybody who's listened again. If you can please share the podcast in your stories and on social media platforms, we'd be grateful for some additional listeners. I'm not sure if I mentioned it last week, but we are top 50% of all podcasts produced. So if we can get another sort of 300 or 400 listens an episode, we'll get into the top 20%. So I'm sure we can get 300 or 400 listeners from the positive and entertaining stories that we've discussed. But I've really enjoyed the last couple of weeks, and I hope our listeners have too. Give us a follow on Facebook at Podcast Conversations With, and on Instagram at podcast_conversations_with. And I hope everybody else in the challenge is also doing well. Thank you very much, and we will speak to you soon.